Back in the late 80s, when I was a healthy young boy, there was no greater season than Halloween. The costumes, the candy, the fake blood. October of 1988 was very special indeed. After years of enjoying Halloween's Part 1 and 2 on TV and VHS, a brand new movie premiered at the theater.
Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers.
The movie starts on a high note, with a terrific credit sequence laid against eerie and atmospheric images of the late October countryside. Harkening back to the dark and stormy night Dr. Loomis endured to reach the sanitarium at the beginning of the original Halloween, an ambulance braves the inclement weather to pick up the catatonic Michael Myers. On the off chance anyone watching this movie is unfamiliar with the previous two Halloween movies, a chatty security guard fills us in on all the backstory.
A decade ago, Halloween night, he murdered 16 people.
16 people? That sounds a little high. Let's see. In Halloween Part 1, Michael killed the tow truck driver, Annie, Linda, her boyfriend. Then in Halloween Part 2, he kills a teenage girl in her house, the security guard, Bud, the sexy nurse, the doctor, the young nurse, the blonde nurse, the head nurse, and the cop. Even if we give Michael Jimmy, who we only saw slip and hit his head, we don't know whether he died or not, that's still only 14 people. Where did the other 2 victims come from? At any rate, Michael starts adding to the death toll, killing the ambulance attendants and escaping. Next, we're introduced to 7-year-old Jamie, the daughter of Laurie Strode. Fans of the TV version of Halloween 2 believe her father is the ambulance attendant Jimmy, but I think it was actually the TV camera assist, played by Dana Carvey. Since her parents are dead, Jamie has a new foster family, including a sister Rachel. I'm surprised the filmmakers resisted the urge to make Rachel Lindsay. I mean, George Lucas would've. The first appearance of Michael Myers in his iconic white mask is pretty confusing. What are we supposed to make of his appearance in Jamie's bedroom? Is she supposed to be psychic? Is this a Freddy Krueger kind of deal? Like if he kills her in her dream, she dies in real life? I think they were just worried that if they didn't show Michael in his mask within the first half hour, angry fans still bitter over Halloween 3 would storm the projection booth. Dr. Loomis shows up, looking remarkably unscathed for a man who fucking blew himself up. You'd think they would have had to sew him back together, but all he's got to show for it is a burn on his cheek. Loomis finds out about the ambulance, and surmises Michael will be headed back to Haddonfield. In the first Halloween, Michael wore a pair of overalls he stole from a tow truck driver. Luckily, he comes across a garage mechanic wearing the exact same outfit. Coincidentally, Dr. Loomis shows up at the exact same gas station. I wonder what Michael is thinking when he sees his old nemesis randomly tanking up. Is he all, "Ah yes, our eternal dance of death begins again"? Or is he, "You gotta be shitting me, that old fart's still around?"
God help me, please! Hello?
Interesting that after the trauma she endured, Jamie Lee Curtis remained in Haddonfield to raise her daughter. Jamie's identity as the niece of Michael Myers is well known. Even her classmates tease her about it.
That's because every day is Halloween at Jamie's house, right, Jamie? Because your uncle's the boogeyman. Boogeyman, boogeyman, Jamie's uncle's a boogeyman.
Really? 7-year-olds know about a serial killer from before they were born? Michael arrives in Haddonfield, gets his mask, and goes snooping through Jamie's house looking for clues. He finds a box of old photos. His niece, his sister, and one of himself. Obviously, Jamie inherited these photos from her mother, so it's weird that there's one of young Michael mixed in there. Would Laurie really want that picture reminding her? What a masochist. And where did she get it from anyway? Her parents were killed soon after Michael was committed, and she was secretly adopted. Everything in the Myers family house was probably chucked out into the street. Dr. Loomis meets up with the police, and they go out together looking for Michael. There's a weird part where a half-dozen Michael Myers show up, but just as Dr. Loomis is about to start blasting them...
Hey, don't shoot!
Yeah, it's just a prank, bro.
Oh, that was great. You thought it was me, didn't you? Sheriff!
I don't understand how this Michael Myers flash mob came about. Did these guys just happen to hear that Dr. Loomis was in town? So they rushed out and bought masks and hid in this alleyway for hours, just on the off chance the sheriff would stop by this random location? And how could there be so many Michael Myers masks available for purchase in Haddonfield? 10 years after the tragedy, you'd think any store that stocked them would have been picketed out of business. People are very sensitive about that kind of shit. After Michael tears through the police station like Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Terminator, a bunch of drunks form a posse to hunt him down. They're pretty gung-ho.
Shit, Earl. It's Ted Hollister.
Now what was Ted Hollister doing hiding in the gazebo in the middle of the night? Was he waiting for some little kid to come walking alone through the park? You know, maybe it was for the best he was gunned down. So Jamie and Rachel are holed up in the sheriff's house, and of course Michael gets in. It's funny, I must have seen this movie 100 times on VHS back in the day, but I don't remember seeing Michael's face appear in the background there. I don't know if it was cropped out or just too dark to see on video. Naturally, Michael starts picking off people in the house before coming after Jamie and Rachel. I like how Brady is courteous enough to turn his head and spit blood off to the side, so none of it splatters on Michael's nice clean mechanic suit. I hate this part when Jamie and Rachel climb on the roof. The sound of her nails scraping the shingles makes me wince. Ugh, that's awful. It's a shame they didn't use the Wilhelm scream when Rachel falls off the roof. Now it's just Jamie all alone. Luckily, she runs into Dr. Loomis.
What are you doing out here alone?
Everybody's dead.
Who coincidentally wasn't in the house when Michael attacked.
Where's the schoolhouse? The schoolhouse.
What does Loomis think is so great about the school? Oh, I get it. The alarm will alert the state police to come and rescue them. Pretty smart. Unless, of course, Michael also hears the alarm and knows where to find them. Oh, shit. So, throughout the course of the series, Michael has been shot, stabbed, punched, yet somehow being sprayed with a fire extinguisher puts him out of commission? They don't even show what happens. They just have Rachel blasting him with dust, then they cut to her and Jamie outside. The final action sequence is real exciting. We got gore, Michael fighting the truck, and eventually being shot a billion times, you know, just for good measure. When Halloween 4 came out in 1988, this ending was amazing. Donning the clown mask, just like young Michael, the series comes full circle, having our 7-year-old heroine become the embodiment of evil by brutally stabbing her foster mother to death. Holy shit. I like how the sheriff grabs the gun Loomis points at Jamie, only so he can aim it on her himself. Hey, if anyone's gonna shoot this little girl, it's gonna be me. What a cliffhanger! I was dying for Halloween 5 to come out. How was the story gonna continue? What was gonna become of Jamie? And when Halloween 5 did come out, boy, that was not pretty.
And the #1 film in the nation, one of your favorites,
Licorice Papa.
with John Travolta and Bruce Willis as the voice of the baby. Now, imagine for a second, like John Travolta's all of a sudden like stabbed through the chest by like a big knife or something. How would you react?